हाँ तो A6 এর উপর A আওনিয়ন, তারপরে হচ্ছে এই A ফ্ল্যাট শার্প 9 ফ্ল্যাট 13 এর উপর A মেলোডিক মাইনর বা A ফ্ল্যাট অল্টার, তারপর C শার্প -7 এর উপর আবার A আওনিয়ন, and C7 sharp 11 এর উপর G melodic minor, and F sharp 7 এর উপর B harmonic minor, then B-7 এর উপর B aeolian বা D major scale, then E7 এর উপর A harmonic minor, and G major 7 এর উপর G ionian, then C-7 এর উপর C Dorian, A7 এর উপর D harmonic minor, and then D-7 এর উপর F major scale. Then the F-6 major, that was F melodic minor, and F sharp major 7 was F sharp Lydian, and the D half diminution G7 flat 9, both of them we are going to play C harmonic minor over them.
Okay.
And then F sharp -7 was F sharp Dorian, and F7 and B7 was C melodic minor, both of them. And the last chord would be B flat major 7, which is B flat Ionian.
Okay.
Now section B, section B বলবো?
হ্যাঁ আমি বল।
সেকশন B হচ্ছে A-7 এর উপর A Phrygian, B7 flat 9 এর উপর E harmonic minor, G major 7 এর উপর G Ionian, G-7 এর উপর G Dorian, তারপর A7 flat 9 এর উপর D harmonic minor, F major এর উপর F major scale বা F Ionian, তারপর F-7 এর উপর F Dorian, তারপর B flat 13 flat 9 এর উপর B flat half whole diminished, then over E flat major 7th we have E flat Ionian, then C-7 and A flat major 7 sharp 11 over we have E flat major scale again, and the C sharp 7 sharp 5 sharp 9 the altered, the C sharp altered, and the F9 sharp 5 F augmented is F whole tooth scale.
Yeah, Shambhu, tell me which bar you're saying? Last bar of A section.
Yeah, I was talking about the last bar of A section.
Correct. So F sharp 9 I was playing Dorian, and then F7 C melodic minor, and B7 also C melodic minor.
So that's why I was thinking, sir, why not F sharp melodic minor, because it's kind of closer to the F sharp Dorian scale.
Yeah, but then F7 you can go to the 5 and play a melodic minor, which is C melodic minor. And B sounds hipper. You just half step. You're operatically playing altered, and also economic. It's very economic. You play one scale over both chords.
Okay.
So এরকম আর কি না, maybe of course you can do যেটা বললি আর কি, you can play another scale, but it just sounds
Yeah.
See, I've written B flat, but I've played Lydian now. It's also it's improvising, So, but you're right though. যেমন দেখ, for fluency, Shambhu, F sharp -7, you can play C sharp minor pentonic.
Okay.
And
then D minor pentonic also we can play over.
Absolutely. For B also you can play D melodic minor. I mean D minor pentonic. And for B flat you can stick to D melodic, D minor pentonic. So এইরকম choices. These are now main. Every time I play, I don't have to play exactly what I've written. And see, if I play F sharp minor like this, I could play. And then B7. Same scale. Same thing. Maybe I'll put in a B flat note in it just to show things like that. I mean, and it's also cool to go to the next chord from whatever. See that? That's an A minor. That's your
So that's your B flat Lydian when you're playing Lydian,
Yeah.
you're playing A minor.
yeah, yeah. তোর A মাইনরে তোর B সেকশনে ফার্স্ট কোডটা গেলাম।
Oh, acha, acha,
Yeah.
acha, acha.
See, I'm standing on G over A minor. When the B7 chord comes, I could stand on G and introduce a D sharp note in it. See? See? And then you can go. That's your G. So there's a melodic flow also. বুঝতে পারছিস মানে সেটার জন্য there's a phrase actually in the end, I mean, like everyone says that, I mean, all the greats, it's just the phrasing, how there's a trick that everybody uses. In fact, today we can take that trick down. It's basically how do you কি হয় জানিস তো আমরা সোলো বাজতো, but what to do with the solo region, how to make music out of the scale that we have. A scale is just a harmonic platform that this is the correct set of notes. But what you do with it is where the crux of the matter is. দেখবি ওটাকে নিয়ে ঠিক মতন melodic sense or rhythmic sense পার করে। Shilton is looking different after a long time. Shilton's got one, new look. Hi Sam. So Rashi, let us know when we can start.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Shubham, you also. Neil. Acha, how many of us are here? Acha, Rishabh, Polish. Acha, in the meantime, need any questions? We've been anything to clear up? Yeah, Arun, anybody? Anything? Any questions before we get into?
So Rishabh Da has dropped off.
Acha, okay. Okay, so we'll start then. What time is it now?
It's 10:45.
Oh, let's start. Let's start. Yeah, okay. All right. So, let me put this. This paper should go to the Calcutta Museum. Yeah, okay. So, phrases, that's where I thought. Yeah, sure. Yeah, somebody said something.
I think my low.
You're breaking up, Neil, you're breaking up.
Yeah, actually, is poor over here.
Can't hear you. আরেকবার rejoin কর না, তারপরে maybe it will be better.
No, it will be like this. The
Okay.
connection is really poor over here.
Okay.
So I just type.
Okay, your question.
Like I just wanted to ask.
Sure. Do you have to? Will you type something now? Let me know.
Yes.
Okay.
Type.
Yeah, please do.
Sir, if I just
Yeah.
you told about the thing about vertical playing, right? You said to practice vertical playing. So you gave one phrase. You started with this phrase, like right,
Yeah.
and then for A flat you did this. Okay. Now from here, when I'm progressing, like, should I try to keep the same three strings? Like for the C sharp minor, I would do like this.
That is
That
also one great way. মানে
okay.
কিছু similarities, কিছু difference. That is also one. But also second time when you come, you can go as it is. Both those chords are very close to each other. No?
Right, right.
Notes will almost act. So you can take another completely different approach. So it's actually up to you. The thing is,
Okay.
we are learning the devices and then tastefully the artist plays it with experience. Maybe aajke jeta baaj is kalke to change হয়ে গেল।
So there are no sort of constrictions or anything. Just
That's the best thing about any art form or music or improvising music. There's nothing. But at the same time, to learn, it's not as at the same time, it's not random.
of course.
We can't catch them. And there's no one. Okay, that's what it is. It's not like that. Anyway, so what we'll do is first we have to kind of write some. Let me just write some notes, guys, and write in groups of 4. ঠিক আছে? I'll give you 4 notes at a time. So write chapter note and then give a gap and then write chapter note. Okay. So let me see what.
Sir, I have started.
Yeah. Okay. I can't see the title.
So I'll read out
I
the
just
question.
Acha, read out, please.
So he's saying, so I am trying to make a small romantic sort of piece in D minor.
Okay.
So what all idea can I incorporate to make it sound very romantic?
The whole world, really. I mean, see, basically, it depends what kind of romantic. It is a love song or it is a. Well, okay, I guess it's a love song. D minor, G minor, B flat major 7th, A7 sharp 5 will be good to play, and you can use a D harmonic minor kind of thing. So it's like a very acoustic-y thing. So this. That kind of thing. So it's like D minor, and then you can go to G minor, and then B flat major 7th, and then you can play a normal A7th or sharp 5 will be great. So I mean, if you bring very sweet acoustic, you could voice it like G minor with an A note in it, and then the same chord stays, but the B flat note changes. I mean G to B flat, and then so that kind of thing, so B minor. Then G minor at 9, like G minor, like this G minor with a 4th string at 9. So A, B flat, D, and G. I don't like. I'm not playing the first string so much. You can put that if you want. You can put that -7 there and put a 9th bass. That kind of thing. So G minor, and then B flat major 7th is the exact same thing. Just put a B bass to it.
So it sounds good with a B flat bass also.
Yeah. And the next chord is B flat only, baby. No.
Yeah.
And then B flat goes down to the A bass, so you can play. So you can play electric, like think of a Santana-ish melody. Or if you play acoustic, you can think of. I wanted to say John McLaughlin, but it will be too much. Maybe think of Gypsy Kings or you know. That kind of small 2-note, 3-note thing, kind of thing. Maybe you can have a bridge, and then maybe the bridge can go major, just to uplift your spirit a little bit A broken heart to more positive stuff. So D major, then D7, then G minor, and then back to B flat and A7. Simple. Like that. Or instead of A7, you can play an F augmented. So that is basically the same chord as A, but you change the. So you go. That kind of idea. Got it, Neil? Yeah. And it's nice Aeolian scale, like a D minor Aeolian scale. Over A7, you can play D harmonic minor. Yeah. And you can.
Yeah, I also, sir, had a similar idea only.
Shindul.
So
Yeah.
initially, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, so I was also having a similar idea only. So I was playing initially D minor 7, minor 9 in the left. And then I was directly going to B major 7.
Yeah,
Then
I
I was
mean,
going to G.
G, okay.
Then
Yeah.
I was going to G minor, and that like towards the end I was incorporating the
Last की बोल रही? Last की बोल रही? Shindul?
B G, the last I incorporated the but G minor 13. Sir.
Okay, 13. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's actually, the thing is, depending on the. Depending on the.
Instead of A7.
Yeah.
Instead of I was playing 7 flat 9.
Yeah, sure. That will do. Yeah, sure, of course.
Instead of A,
Yeah.
and I was going to A.
To লিখে করে তোর লাইনটা খুব ব্রেক আপ করছে। Yeah. Your line is also breaking up a lot. Yeah. But all of us are happening like this. Shabu, carry on. Hold.
Sir, বলছিলাম যে you played A whole tone scale over A7th flat 13.
Not really, but I played D harmonic.
Yeah, but you said you were gonna play F like augmented. So you played something.
Oh yeah, on the F augmented you could play a F whole tone or yeah. But here over F augmented also you can play D harmonic minor. The D harmonic minor মধ্যে F augmented আছে। Like F, A, C sharp আর the তিনটে নোট তো আছে D harmonic। And then you can like D harmonic minor মানে you can play a diminished and all that kind of thing. And also this kind of composition, if you listen to the keyboard player, the backup player, usually the backup guy, see to chord touches out D minor to G minor. But the backup player might just pass through a decent flat 9. And the soloist might not even know that you're doing it. It's just that, all that little kind of a jazz thing but you could play it. So, and then and over B flat major 7 you could play like a C11 also, and then A7, and then F augmented with a 9 maybe. So all all the same. Basically, D minor pentatonic bale purota pi baad badi. That's pop rock music, no? But if you play a jazz version of it, then boom again, all that other things come. So basically, that's the idea. But I think Neil, if you're playing it for your wife or your girlfriend, play normal with all these chords. Otherwise, other effect might come on. No reaction of the bird. Anyway, so let's do this. What we were thinking of. এটা একটু সবাই লেখতে একটু একটু কি শুনতে না বাস এই I think one of you all will be typing, no? So ওটা কি দেখা যাবে সবাই? Okay. So write these notes in groups of 4 side by side. চারটে নোট, তারপরে একটু গ্যাপ, তারপরে আবার চারটে নোট. Okay. So first set of notes, let me choose a chord like okay, E7. Okay, what's okay, the first one will be E, then B, then let's write D, D for Delhi, and G sharp. Okay. Then give a gap, a little bit like a comma or a gap, whatever, and then next bunch of notes are G sharp, D, F sharp, and B. B for Bombay. Shubho bole jodi na bushte pare jabe repeat koro. Okay, next set of notes. B, F sharp, G sharp, and D. D for Delhi. Then the last set of notes are D.
Could you repeat B F sharp?
B, F sharp, G sharp, and D. Okay, that's the third bunch of notes, third group of notes. And the last the last four notes will be a D, G sharp, B, and E. B and E. I'll repeat the notes again if I remember correctly. Please correct me, Riju, if I'm not saying the right thing. E, B, D, and G sharp. এটাই বলেছিলাম তো? Yeah. Okay. And then G sharp, D, F sharp, and B. And then B, F sharp, G sharp, and C sharp. Or
So you said
maybe
D.
আচ্ছা D এর জায়গায় তুই আচ্ছা D টাই বাড়া. So there will be a logic. Yeah. Okay. D type. Okay. Then D, G sharp, B, and E. E for elephant. Okay. Now there are a couple of things to notice. In Shubho, notes gulo beli? Shubho? Okay, great. Now can you look at those notes and tell me what scale those notes are coming out of?
So could be a mixolydian, but we are not sure about the fourth. So
Yes, but it is a mixolydian because the A note ta nei bole bola jacche na, but it is a mixolydian. So let's say it's played over E7 mixolydian. ঠিক আছে? That's your basic idea. Now this is how you construct now. Now two very important things. Now this is how the greats sound the way they do, even if they're using the same scale as you are doing. There's a system in it. See, first the notes are let's just examine the first four notes, right? E, and then low B, low B, 16 and low shango. Then D, and then G sharp. Okay. Now that shape is very important. Now the way I thought, kind of semi-thought, it's a note I start on, and then I go low, from the note, and then go to a higher note, but not higher than the first note. Now that's important. And then the last note is higher than the first note. So এবার শেপটা দেখলি তুই নোটস গুলো হাইট হিসেবে দেখিস তাহলে da di da da, that's the image you are seeing in your head. So Shubho, these are the notes, and in this order, in these octaves: E, B, then D, G sharp. So all the phrases are based on that contour. high, low, higher, highest. That's your description of the shape. ठीक है? Now another very interesting thing. Can you notice another very interesting thing? See, the first note of each of these groups are what are the notes, Rana? E.
The 1 5.
Yeah,
Or
1357. So
yeah.
you're making this shape sit on each of the notes of the chord in order. 1, 3, 5, 7. Now, if you play this, oh sorry. So now there's a system, and somehow we perceive it as a good piece of music or art. There's no randomness. Even if you're improvising, there's a pattern. Like we went from John Coltrane to whatever, This is what এটা আমরা করলাম, তুই নিজের শেপও করতে পারিস, মানে এটাই যে করতে হবে তা না। So like this, just pick up the phrases a little bit. Sam, got it, baby? The notes?
Yes, you got it.
Okay, cool. Actually, go bother me slowly. Did you bother me?
স্যার আমাদের একটা কনফিউশন আছে, এটা হচ্ছে যে লাস্ট নোটটা সেটা কি আর ইউ প্লেইং সামওয়্যার ইন দ্য মিডল অর অন দ্য টপ, লাইক ইজ ইট দিস or is it this?
Oh, acha, okay. I'll play the whole phrase, see? It on the first term. And then G sharp, D. First string থেকে G sharp বাজাবো, fourth string এর ring finger দিয়ে বাজা তাহলে চলে আসবে। Then D, then F sharp on the fourth string, and then B right under that. Shall I give you the strings and the frets also? No. Okay.
No, that's fine. I was just thinking যে এই যে একদম extreme high to low and then in the mid. So are we maintaining that? Naki, once we're done with this chord, then we are finding, let's say, the next closest. For example, এটা হলো,
Yeah.
and then a G sharp থেকে I'll start.
Yeah. The
And
thing is
then-
the note. Yeah, exactly. The note that you're yeah, exactly. And then see the beauty of this lick is the note that you're ending on, you're starting on the same note. So it's really spelling out the chord, no? What is your first note, Riju? Which octave are you playing? The first.
So I was playing this, eta.
Oh, acha, the second string baja, fifth string baja. Eta baja.
Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, acha, I thought, okay, got it. Got it.
Correct.
And then এখান থেকে
Correct. And then fourth string is 7th fret এ চলে যাও, 9th fret এ চলে যাও। Correct. G sharp D. Yeah. And then last one is
নোটটা কি ছিল?
G, G sharp, B and E.
এইটা you're playing. আচ্ছা, okay.
A D double. First note is T. 37. That's correct. So
sir, like when you're landing on the like G sharp note at the end, so that's a conscious decision because you could have landed on F sharp for a higher tone, but you wanted to land on the chord tone.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Okay.
And two things that I'm maintaining is the shape of it, how high the notes are going, and continuing to carry on that shape,
Right.
and trying to start from each of the notes of the chord. এটা তো প্রিন্সিপালি রেখেছি ফর দিস।
Okay. So that's why you didn't put C sharp. Like you kept with D when you.
That's correct.
Huh.
That's correct. That's exactly correct. Yeah, someone said something. Yes.
স্যার
হ্যাঁ বল, হ্যাঁ বল।
হ্যাঁ বলছি যে আমার এগেন কানেকশন ওয়েন্ট অফ, সো নাও লাইট এসে গেছে। ক্যান ইউ জাস্ট রিক্যাপ মানে এই জিনিসটা, বিকজ আই ওয়াজ নট দেয়ার, মানে কানেকশন।
Okay, sure. See, basically it's an E7 chord and we chose E mixolydian to play. Okay, and then we are trying to make phrases which are a logical pattern which gives you phrases more vertical and more jazz type, interesting, spicy kind of phrases. So the idea is to make a shape in your head, the image. So notes are E, then you go down, means slower, like even by physical shape. Okay. Graphic shape turn niche ho jache, like E theke B. Then it goes up a little bit to D, and then goes very high, higher than the first note, which is G sharp. Now, it's an E7 chord. See, exactly the E7 chord. E, G sharp, B, D, but not in that order. Should we do slowly? Yeah. And then the next one is G sharp, D, F sharp, and B. G sharp, D, F sharp, B. G sharp. Yeah. Now, while playing F sharp, your guitar is not tuned. It's G sharp. Yeah. Second phrase starts on G sharp, D sharp. Yeah. Correct. And then the third group of notes, 4 notes. B for Bombay, F sharp, G sharp, and D. Yeah. Third string at D, 7th fret. Yeah. And the last one is D, G sharp, low G sharp. So you have to maintain that the contour, the shape of the phrase, and then B and E. Yeah, it's E7. So keep in mind all notes should be legit in E7. Yeah. Now I got it. So now it's all mixolydian. Now fourth is avoided. You can of course play that. Now the trick is you can. I started just to kind of learn. I mean, the idea is 1, 3, 5, 7. Now you can also start from the next one, which is 9, 11, 13, and do the same idea. বুঝতে পারছিস? তো 9 থেকে আরম্ভ করলি F sharp. So you know, so F sharp, C sharp, E, G sharp. Then 11, which is A, or maybe that's more interesting. So 11 থেকে যেটা বলা আছে সেটা হচ্ছে A, E, F sharp, and C sharp. All still maintaining mixo, একটাও কিন্তু mixo বাইরে নেই. And the last one is 13. So 13 will be your C sharp. So C sharp is already আছে. So now C sharp, G sharp, D. I didn't go to E. See, that's rounds it off too much. There's no tension. There's no hipness. Yeah. So. So now we are learning it as da 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 da, which is cool. But you also play rhythm to it, you know. You know, like Now, see, so that's the funda of the basic construction of things. Now, when you're improvising, suddenly you put this lick, not in its entire form, maybe a little bit, and then what we'll do is transpose the same exact lick to another scale, which works over E7. So let's take a Lydian flat 7, for example. Okay. So the first note we are doing, what is the first group of notes? E, B, D, G sharp. So we'll bring that. Usually when E, B flat হয়ে গেল, which is B flat minor. So, and then B melodic minor, the rest doesn't have to be changed. The second phrase is fine. The third phrase is instead of playing B, F sharp, G sharp, D, you play B flat. Yeah? And then the last one is D, G sharp, instead of B, we play B flat. So every B, I mean most of the B's will become B flats. So now let's check. I play two of them. One is a mixer, one is a Lydian flat 7. Both together. Now I take that shape. So you know what? This is how you construct licks from a basic mixolydian to whether it's jazz or fusion. This is very Scott Henderson. You know, Henderson sounds really like this. One more idea. Let's take F melodic minor and transpose this lick into F melodic minor. So E, B flat, D, G. I'm D flat. That's already F melodic minor. Yeah. Now, just to show that, you could do this. E take a F for the first lick. So instead of E, B, D, A flat or G sharp, now instead of B, we went to B flat because it's Lydian flat 7. So B flat is already part of F melodic minor. Then E take a F for them. So if we do, our original lick was this, no? Then we went to Lydian flat 7 here. Now we went to F melodic minor. All back to back. See. See, it's the same phrase I'm playing all along. Duet tapers was melodic lines partial. So you get a foothold of. So can we transpose all the notes into F melodic minor? Not all. I mean all the phrases. The first one we had E B flat. I mean F B flat D and A flat. What should be the next one? We have.
So I was
G
thinking G
sharp,
sharp,
B,
B,
B flat.
F, and C. Sorry.
Second ball Akbar, Riju ball Akbar. প্রথমটা কি বললি?
So
Second.
G sharp, D, F, B flat.
Oh, B
I was
flat.
thinking
Yes.
C, sir. I was thinking G sharp, D, F.
Both. I'll play both. Both are hit. Right. See, did you notice what I did? I didn't play the entire set next time. See. So first, let me play Riju's, and then just 2 notes from Shambo. Otherwise, it sounded too studious. You know, it's too like. And then carry on doing. Follow the melodic minor route with those 2 notes. So তখন না বলে যাবে না তুই you are actually learned a lick and then building. You're sounding like you're improvising, which is true. You can do the same thing with all the notes, and then we can do the whole lick into a half whole diminished. You know, so it's like this could be, which is already there. F, B flat, D, A flat, which is half whole diminished. So now, are we good till now, Shubho? Anything? Shubho?
So for F melodic minor lick, shall I say the notes?
Yeah, please.
So you're playing B, F, B, D, and G sharp.
F, B flat we played for F melodic.
Sorry, F, B flat, D, and G sharp. Then G sharp, D, F, C. Then C, F, G sharp, D.
That's correct.
And D, G sharp, B flat, E.
Last keyboard.
D,
Yeah.
G sharp,
Yeah.
B flat, E.
Yeah. Now here, Rana, just keep in mind the last note is E note, right? Which is fine. But just keep a ear open in case you suddenly find after you played that note that I'm too much into the chord and obvious. Just cancel it or playing. Go to a D or something. Get out of the tonic, basically. Just keep a ear open, but E sounded fine here. Yeah. So that kind of thing. Now we'll do half whole diminished. Thing. And then the thing is not to really stick to one at the time. Now there's a little trick that I employ. See, when you writing licks or writing contours and growing it, making it. So notice the mixo. The notes are we played like that, right? And then the Lydian mixol, the Lydian flat 7, which is a B melodic minor, there is only one note difference from the mixer. So I step into the flat 5 or the sharp 11, sharp 4, whatever. So I can go. Now, when you're actually shifting that little, just one note, show off a little bit by virtue of, say, vibrato, or stay there longer, or bend it obviously into that note to show it off. Instead of go, like, or stay there with the vibrato, or stay there multiple times. Like I will do B flat watching, low and high. So now, so now, okay, now there's another thing, guys. Remember we learned that system of two, just break down any lick into two notes or two ideas and carry on. So let's pick out two notes from this lick, B flat and E, which is our Lydian flat 7th inch. Okay. So now that two can be played D, G sharp or D A flat, and then B and E, and then D G sharp. B flat E, then D A flat, or G sharp. And then you can go to B and E. E sounds too bland, so B and F sharp will be nice. See, straight away it opens up. And then maybe D and G sharp. Or G sharp sounded too boring because I played it before. So let's play B flat. Yeah. So. Sorry. Let me play. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah. So twos. Now twos can be also be played vertical across the strings. You can play horizontal on the strings. See. And then bring that again. Back to a mixolid or melodic minor or half hold. Now, এখানে একটা secret আছে. So, this is the order, roughly this order is a good one to take. First you start with mixo, then go to your Lydian flat 7, that means becomes so you're introducing the flat 5 or sharp 4 rather, right? And then use a scale which now has a flat 5 with something else, which an F melodic minor will have that. So now we got to introduce a flat 9, and it also has a flat 5. So now see, see it's smoother, Riju. It's not like a
Sir, Lydian flat 7 and পরেরটা আরেকবার বলুন না।
F melodic bow or super lock range, whatever you want to call it.
But what's the jump from B melodic minor to F melodic minor?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of notes change. So do we need to address them specifically, or we can just shift?
You can shift. See, the trick here, Shambo, is a good question. This idea is to suppose you are standing over Lydian flat 7. Okay. Show the B flat note a little bit more specific, and then you start your melodic minor, which is F melodic minor, from that note.
Oh, okay.
So you adjust the listener into hearing that B flat.
Got it. Fine.
Sorry, that I mean B flat melodic minor, B melodic minor. Okay, I'm standing on B flat. কিছু বুঝতে পারলি মানে it's not that jerky then. Now F melodic minor also introduced the flat nine, right? So now we can now have the half whole diminished, which will introduce the flat nine also. So now it's smoother. But একটু মাথায় রাখিস যে half whole and melodic minor orderটা interchangeable. You can either bring the diminished first and the melodic, or melodic first. Okay, depending on the melody that you're playing. So this is the sound mixo. Then your leading flat 7. Then let's play melodic. Sorry, I played wrong. Then half whole. So now if you play in context, see, I got that, introduced that. Melodic minor, E and F half step, F and G whole step, G and A flat half step. So now I got a piece of half whole diminished. Another scale, E Phrygian. Therefore, A melodic minor, A harmonic. Back to last mixo. F melodic minor. Blues. Phrase group.
Sir, ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডে তো E7 বাজছে all the while.
Just E7 বাজছে।
স্যার E7 এর উপর আমরা E ফ্রিজিয়ানটাকে কিভাবে ঢোকাচ্ছি? ফ্রিজিয়ান বিং
Okay, basically E Phrygian notes গুলো কি বল সেদিন?
E F G then A B C D and E.
See, এবার E7 এর উপর বল, ওটা F টা হচ্ছে flat 9, G টা হচ্ছে sharp 9. You know that kind of.
Okay.
So in other words, in a very shallow way, but light way, C major scale over E7.
Okay.
And then why A harmonic minor? Because G sharp is there, A harmonic minor. That's the only difference from C scale. And so you kind of, and then a phrase gulo they address the scales. One last trick. Whichever scale you choose, which has got a flat 9 and a sharp 9, use the blues soon after that. So, I mean, you don't have to, I'm just saying you have the access, you can access them. So it really sounds, যেমন তুই ধর B flat, তুই যদি F melodic minor বাস, E7 এর উপরে, there is a sharp 9 and a flat 9. And the blues has the same thing. It's got a sharp 9. No, blues in minor note touch. Sharp 9 you can introduce. That আমি বাজে।
So you mean to say like the flat 5 also will introduce to the blues and
Yeah, of course.
okay.
That flat 5 তো F melodic minor আছে।
Right.
E এর পর যদি বাজ তাহলে flat 5 আছে তো B flat note আছে। So the blues has a flat 5 and a sharp 9. So it's a close call scale to F melodic minor. So you can have
So এখানে blues will act like a short resolution type, right? Because you have been pulling a lot with the altered notes.
Correct. And also it works because people are very used to the blues. They think it's a nice এবারে বাড়িয়ে এসে গেছে. But you are actually
Like
playing.
simplicity of the pentatonic also comes in, right?
That's correct. Absolutely. So now I play F melodic minor and then E7.
যখন আমরা হাফ হোল বাজাচ্ছি, দিস ইজ বেসিক্যালি ই হাফ হোল, রাইট?
E half full, yes. Yeah. And that এবার একটা Rana, just tell me the notes of F melodic minor. Check this out, guys. F melodic minor, the notes of
F sharp. Sorry. F melodic minor. Sorry. F. Then we have C.
G.
Sorry. G. Then G sharp. Then we have got B flat. Then we have got C.
Yeah.
Then D.
Yes.
Then we have got E.
And F. Correct.
Then F.
Yeah. এবার তুই শ্যাম্বো E half full diminished বল।
E half whole diminished should be E, F, then we have got G, then G sharp, then B flat, B, C sharp, and D.
See, have you noticed melodic minor has 7 notes and half full has 8 notes. Only B and C sharp, they are the only 2 notes that is different. So it's easy, and in fact একটা note to off হয়ে যাচ্ছে, so only 1 note difference. So it's easy. Always remember, which I call slime. You're kind of sliming into from the back door into other scales. You know, যেখানে short number of notes different হবে, you can jump onto that note. Just how we do that tone row বলছি, tone spillover ব্যাপারটা না, same idea. So let me play F melodic minor and then E half whole and the blues. Let's try and keep it very smooth. Let's see. I mean, you'll hear the harmonic change. But
so once more, what were you saying? Like, what are the notes which are different where this spillover is happening?
ধর আমাদের কাছে দুটো স্কেলের ডিফারেন্স, দুটো স্কেল বা আছে। ধর ফর এক্সাম্পল E7 এর উপরে F melodic minor and E half whole diminished, ঠিক আছে? এটার মধ্যে দেখবি only 1 or 2 notes are different from each other. So that's where you can grab that scale into each other without any like a big jerk or anything like that. বুঝতে পারছিস? যেমন C আর G স্কেলের মধ্যে একটাই ডিফারেন্স, F sharp note. So it's easy to change switch. So like that. So let me play. First, let me try starting with E blues, and then let's go to F melodic minor, and then E half whole, and then back to E blues. It's a weaving in and out of harmony.
Harmonically শুনে খুব একটা ডিফারেন্স মনে হলো না, like I could see when you were playing it I could understand what you, but if I'm just hearing it there's not a lot of difference going on.
That's the deal. But you feel the, see, I went and then see that and then এরকম করে harmita, and then remember each of these diatonic chords are still functional. তার মানে তুই ধর রিজু দা E7 বাজছে, শ্যাম্বু কিন্তু এই স্কেলের নোটস গুলো কর্ডস গুলো বাজাতে পারিস।
Sir, blues টাও কি সেরকম we can play like যদি আমি E7 বাজাই I can play like B blues also. I was if I think of it like a part of let's say 12 bar blues যেরকম বাজে,
Right.
সেখানে we play like if I play A7 D7 E7 we play A blues all over it, right? Applying that concept over here, like
You could do that, but not B. B বাজালে না ওই D sharp নোটটা মেজর সেভেন্থ নোটটা তো ওটা চলে আসবে। Yeah. So এগুলো সেভ করে মানে you can play like an F minor pentatonic over E. You just a half step up and play an outside, and then you take advantage of it. You play the superloquian because it's an F melodic minor. So it's and then the phrases that I played. So in the see all those phrases that I'm playing, I'm just playing a high octave. That's it. So phrase গুলো তোকে license মানে open the door and then ওই notes spill over it ব্যাপারগুলো opens up the license to play the other harmonic scales. Scales whatever. And that gives you the structural not a bit এইটা মাথায় এসে গেল ওটা মাথায় এসে গেল ওইরকম না মানে there's a reason why you should go into that. Yeah, sure.
So how to come up with rhythmic phrases? Like when I'm trying to come up with rhythmic phrases, they sound arbit to me. Like I can't get a constructive way to do it. How to come up with rhythmic phrases?
Okay, copy the drums. Forget you're a guitar player. Copy the drums. Or it drums. Cut. এটা যদি ধরিস প্রথমটা ধরছিস এটা ধরছিস ওয়ানটা and then so listen to the drums, and if you were a drummer, what would you play? So make your notes sit on the percussion or the drums, or এটা একটা হলো directly kind of stealing out of the drums thing. I'd also think in terms of 16s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing about just 1 E and the 2 E and the 1 E and 2 E and and then mute some, play some in your mind. So ta 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 যেটা তোর গ্রিডটা চলছে মাথা তুই বাজিস ta 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 তুই বাজিস ta 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 nothing. Then one long note ta 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 this এটা কি ইন্টারনালাইজ করতে পারিস মাথার মধ্যে নিজের ধর এমনি তালিবা মানে just clap it and get it, and that comes part of your playing. Like for example first you go now so I'm copying that phrase enough. One wrong one. So that kind of copying the rhythm. That's why now listening is very important. I played in a band. I grew up in bands. I always played with the first part of my career better musicians than me. So they kicked my ass like very badly. But I learned, and they would suddenly stop the music, the band. তখনকার দিনে খুব লোডশেডিং হয়ে যেত, পাওয়ার চলে যেত। So we would walk across to the dosa shop across the house and have dosa. But they would ask me, Acha, in that song, in that bar, what was the hi-hat doing? Not the drummer, the hi-hat. I said, shit, তো মানে এই চাপ হয়ে গেল তো মানে লাইফে মানে it's like, then I became like very aware of not only my part, but what the drummer is doing, bass player doing. Not only that, but each component of the drummer. JC would ask me, on the second chorus, did Nandan take a phrase into the chorus or did he not? Shit. So, man, what? In the beginning, I used to get solid Kali, but then I was aware, like really be aware. So that kind of listening, guys, listen to yourself. তারপরে আস্তে আস্তে কি এক্সপিরিয়েন্স হতে হতে বাড়াতে বাড়াতে না you can hear what you're playing, improvise and come up with ideas at the same time. Listen to the band, the time and the parts, mostly the time. হয়তো দু একটা parts you might miss it, I'm just saying. So that kind of thing. So if you're listening to yourself, you know what is going, what is being introduced, what is being not introduced. I mean, even not been playing for a long time. So start with phrases. Parura, eight phrase to that feel. Eight phrase to the first one we just played. That could be. See, I played 4 notes. It's a 4-note phrase now. If I played the 3 and played some rhythmic thing and then introduce the last one. So you can break it down and choose. Superimposing scales and thinking of the scale and then shift your note of the phrase to the skill that you're thinking of. That kind of thing. So it's very, it has to be very logical in a way. Suppose you play this phrase like, it's too soft. Can you hear the guitar? Yeah, okay. That E7. Now this order, I'm playing D, F sharp, G sharp, E. Now that could be played or in any order as double stops or just diads. So pick the phrase and play a third from there. Like for example, like okay, let me just push up the volume. This one, and then if you do, yeah. So you're playing a Lydian. So now
Please show the note once, the one you played right now.
first one is E, B, D, and then I got B flat into it. E, B flat, D. Now, you know what I mean? The first one, if you take B and D, it was a minor third, no? Next one is a major third. See how many major thirds you can find in that mixo. So you go through that. So get into the major third trip and across the melodic line. Maybe your mixo. Well, B flat, Lydian flat 7 we are playing. No, so B flat and D, then E and G sharp, yeah, then B flat and D again, yeah, correct, yeah, and then F sharp and B flat, yeah, then get into the minor ones. So see, there's a germ of an idea to Mathai, always guiding you. So these big guys, when I used to study, or we all used to study or try, we would only speculate. Over a cup of coffee, so just speculate, and then by speculation only we figure out maybe he's trying to do this. But even if it's not his thinking, but at least I got some fruit out of it. So even take a phrase and then break it down. And then just this G sharp can be another G sharp. You know? So that means you're not really thinking, yet many things are coming out of it. So really milking the same thing. You know? So you have, and the structure. Let's see note like groups. You know? See this one, guys. Rana, check this out. D, G sharp, and E. I mean B. That's an E7 chord. No, just push this whole thing up a whole step. That becomes your Lydian flat 7. Yeah. So it was like diminished way with that sample. Half step over here. B and D becomes. There you go.
So you're going E half full diminished something, or just staying in the Lydian augmented or Lydian flat 7?
Diminished চলে এলো diminished
Okay.
and তারপরে দেখ এবারে push কর 1.5 step. That's your melodic one. So all scales you come by do the T do the. Did you so and it sound like you're just from the top of your head. I'm playing. There you go. Nice. There you go. That's right, Rana. Beautiful. It sounded so rich. But that germ of an idea was there in your head. But you know, so let's take a phrase like this, like a more of a rock phrase, like an E, B, and G sharp, like kind of fingering. Now let's go to Lydian flat 7. Let's go to diminished. Yeah, see.
So could you show the diminished lick once more?
E, B flat, and G.
Oh, okay, got it. So, but you're saying this is diminished, right? But this can also be part of F melodic minor.
Yes,
Like,
sure, of course. And then you playing a game. And he said, okay, I'm not showing exactly that question comes as you're playing. He said, okay, I'm going to show the melodic minor sound also. F can be. Oh, you can come down there chromatically. And then you like that chromaticism. Once you record this solo, for example, and then Riju said, "Hey Sambo, how did you come across that?" Say he's asking you after 6 months. You will forget how you got there, man, because you don't know. You know what I mean? But maybe you know, but I use these devices, maybe I must have used that. So sometimes people ask me to, what did you play in the solo? And I said, I have to transcribe that solo again. You know, I mean, I don't know what I know what I played, but what I thought I don't know. Like,
It's like asking someone, how did you learn to talk?
yeah. Actually, none of us know though. Even though technically we are told that mom and dad, our parents repeatedly said the same thing. I'm sure that's the way it went. So these kind of things, guys, you know, take a phrase, a rhythmic. Now, you're also getting the rhythmic part into your play and the contour. Tell you, do very saxophone, you know. And it's easy to play, nice to. It's sound. There's a sense of organization. See, এটা কি দেখ পাচ্ছি আমি এটা E7 তো এবার আমি কি স্কেল হিট করছি
স্যার একবার একটু বাজাবেন
Okay, next.
We have
Lydian
melodic minor.
flat 7.
That's correct. Or even half hold is
Half
fine
hold,
because
huh.
I'm playing only 3 notes and they belong to both the scales. Sure. Yeah.
Even F melodic minor would also work now because we are not specifying anything.
Yes, there you go. Now, remember the mantra we learned, the little information you see, the more you have to work out. The more you see, the less you have to work out. Now, I'll give you some more. Now, tell me what scale it is. Sorry. এটা তোর অরিজিনাল ছিল তারপরে করলাম
Now this is F melodic minor.
That's correct. There you go. Now you take a segment of it. Eta B flat or theta. Now ঢুকে পড়েছিস আবার F melodic minor. See? So it sounds like it's like very saxophonic, you know. Going through the scales, but just 1 note, 2 notes. Sometimes you play a blurry of, a flurry of notes. So এইগুলো মাথায় রেখে বাস. And you get a more of a vocal-like quality also. Maybe আমাদের mostly হয় না মাথায়. You know, I mean, what idea? I don't know what to play. Yeah. But if you get into that territory, at least একটা খুলে যাবে মানে, you know. You can try the devices. You can say, okay, let me start a little 4-note phrase or a 3-note phrase. And then change the notes around. Exactly what we did. Like, for example, if you do this 4-note phrase. Now you're saying, okay, let me just cut it down to a 3-note phrase. Same idea, okay. So the drummer goes on to the other step. 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da. Now da ti da da ti da da ti da. You know, so the rhythm changes. So point of interest comes. Yeah.
So we superimpose the 3 notes on the 4/4 beat you're
On
saying.
the 4/4 beat. Exactly.
Acha.
মানে তোর দেখবি আপগুলো ডাউন হয়ে যাবে ডাউনগুলো আপ হয়ে যাবে এরকম হয়ে যাবে সো ইন্টারেস্টিং আইডিয়াস হয়ে যাবে
Almost like a polyrhythm, like I'm playing 3
almost yes 3/4 correct.
So like when I'm practicing alone, should I always think of a groove in my mind?
Always. Time is a must. তুই স্কেল ধর সি স্কেলও জানিস না কিন্তু টাইমটা জানবি there's a reference. All this doesn't make any sense, believe me, any sense if you're not in the groove. আসলে মানে ওই জন্যই এটা খুব দরকার মানে that's why the bands in the after the workshop they were super depressed. I mean, because they played all the parts and all, but they were not really grooving. They're not really. I mean, দেখ একটা নর্মাল লোক এসে ভালোই লাগবে, খারাপ কিছুই না, কিন্তু আমরা যারা শুনছি একটু ডিপলি না, তারা বুঝতে পারছি যে নট হ্যাপনিং। And not only the drummer, ধর রানা, শ্যাম্বো, রিজু and ধর শ্যাম একটা ব্যান্ডে আছে, it's not like the drummer is only responsible, it's not true. It's everybody else. So once the time is steady, everything sounds nice. Everything sounds nice. Yeah. But if you can do all this very rich and intellectual stuff, if the band is kind of shifting, মানে খুব amateurish শুনতে লাগে and it sounds like nonsense. So that's what the thing is. So yeah, and your timing also, like all that all of us practice, So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, or E 1, 2, 3. So so everything is pretty much in the grid of the music. So এটা খুব দরকার, whether you're playing swing stuff or funk stuff or R&B or rock or whatever. If you listen to Eddie Van Halen, he played like heavy rock stuff, beautiful. This but his rhythm, man, I mean, like wow, Another guy called Riju, I don't know if you've heard, called Eddie Martinez. Remember a big famous song called Addicted to Love? 80s একটা big rock song ছিল. All the models are playing guitar. I mean, posing to play guitar. Robert Palmer বলে একজন গান গাইতো, তার hits, man, super hit. And Los Angeles was like big cars and dress up and so, and Eddie Martinez played rhythm guitar and the solo in that song called Addicted to Love. And check out the pocket, man. It's nothing. It starts the solo with kind of the solo starts. That's the solo beginning. So it makes such an appeal, such an announcement in that time. Amazing.
So I think I might know him. Did he play that song by Raising Hell? It's Tricky.
I wouldn't know that, but but he was playing that in the West Coast area for a lot of sessions.
He had like really curly hair.
That's correct. That's right.
And he had like a red kind of a guitar.
Yeah.
Ibanez, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. He used to play Kramer guitar also, and back in the day. I mean, I don't know about now, but must have had many guitars. But I'm just saying, Kramer. And I used to have my friend used to have a BC Rich guitar, like a rock white guitar. And I used to play that solo on that guitar, like a nice humbucker, beautiful. And it sounded very authentic because, 80s ওই guitar-গুলো বেরোতো না, খুব fancy headstock and all that. So yeah, so I played that stuff also. And
So I have a question.
sure.
The Bluestone that you played right now,
Yeah.
What is your arrangement? Pedal wise, huh?
Pedals I've got all rubbish, man. I've been using some Chinese stuff. More. All Chinese. This is Chinese.
Huh.
This guitar is Chinese. Or is it Chinese? Yes. Yeah, made in China. Yes. The pedals are also Chinese. It's just, and the amp is good. This is a Vox amp. Small Vox amp. Rishabh's একটা ছোট Vox amp আছে না? So it's also how you set it up, I don't know what is the sound through like y'all hearing, but it sounds pretty. This is clean guitar with little compression, little booster pedal and a delay. This is a little drive. This is a little bit more drive. And this is more drive. See this little thing, Shabo. E no. So A to B, and then mixolydian আছে মানে এটা তো
The Lydian sound A to B flat.
that's
then,
correct. There you go. So that kind of thing, you can just bend it into the bend. So G sharp to B and G sharp to B flat. See? So that is also a scale. You don't have to play scales. You know? All that kind of thing. You know that mapping out and তোর একটা কথা বলছি musicians, the more you have to use, and all of you all have it, all of you all, the intelligence. What can I do with this information that we just learned this morning? And then bend it, twist it, turn it, make it upside down, play it diagonally, use as much as possible. Use your basic buddhi. You know, Amra, we learned this today. You know, what if you go? I played, see, it's a 7th fret, Riju. So I played harmonics. So I took advantage of the 7th fret. You know what I mean? So try and play as many as possible, different items. See, that's G sharp on the high. You can play in the low. It's like, and why should you play low? Maybe just to sound heavier. And then you said, Rana might just say, hey, this note in, sorry. So let's go to G sharp via B chromatically after the phrase. You know? So the birth of it is the same phrase that we played, but now you don't know how you got it, and then repeat that like that. Same exact line, yeah, exact notes, yeah, and then ascending, descending. So or maybe one ascending, one descending. I could do, I mean, that thing that I do, that intervallic jump, you could do that. That one A phrase of that blues. G sharp, A, D, E blues. Now you take that blues phrase and spit it over the chord, over the scales that you're thinking. See? See? It doesn't hurt because it's the same contour, no? Contour, but you're making the contour sit on different scales.
So you mean to say like the G sharp A, this thing G sharp A to D, then we'll like change it according to the scale, like
Scale you are thinking যেটা মাথায়। আমি একটা এক্সাম্পল দিই দেখ, তুই G sharp A D বাজাচ্ছিস তো? What about B flat B and E? See? তারপরটা কর B C and F. Beta
Right.
mixolydian, but C and F melodic minor.
so we could play C sharp D and G.
There you go.
So.
You're playing the scales, but eto subtly ঢুকছিস in and out, and then people wonder how you're getting those notes. So a phrased her, and he said, okay, these are nice little notes I can take advantage of by playing harmonics. you know. So that G sharp, 6 string at 4th fret, then D তে, D at 5th, D at 5th মানে ওটা A বেরোয় না, ওখানে 5th fret তো 5th বেরোবে, and then that's G note 5th fret মানে D বেরোবে, D at 5th. So you can play blues. So your mind has to be like a always searching in a thinking mode আর কি, কি করা যায়, কি করা যায়, আর কি করা যায়. What if I
So
do this?
7th fret
Yeah, tell me.
since we are talking about harmonics, 7th fret কি বেরোয়?
7th fret নর্মাল বেরোয়, যেটা বাজছে সেটা বেরোয়.
No, root.
So that basically কি হয়, if it's a good nice hot guitar nicely intonated, fifth বেরোবে, fifth fret এ 5th বেরোবে, 7th and 12th এ যা দেখছিস, 3rd এ major 3rd বেরোবে, সেটা কিন্তু B. So if you play this, you can play see, actually all our harmonic areas into হয় না মানে pinch harmonics এ, these are all harmonic areas. 12th fret, 7th fret and 5th fret, those are the basic divisions. তারপরে তো আছে ওই harmonic areas. Cool. So that's it, guys. So বাড়িতে না এবারে next week or whatever, when we will make maybe phrases and then see harmonically what other scales will be compatible on the chord that you choose, and then change them and put rhythm to it, and then break the phrase, play 3 notes of it or 2 notes of it, and carry on playing those 2 notes over the scale, and in the end it'll sound like music and not a learned lesson, basically. That's the idea. ঠিক আছে? Cool, guys. Thank you.
Sir, একটা এমনি question ছিল regarding practice routine, মানে like for
Right.
example, like we are doing a lot of things in this class, we have done a lot of things in this class, and then also like
Yeah.
for example আমি একদিন ভাবলাম আমি blues বাজাবো,
হ্যাঁ
ওই দিনটা blues শিখলাম, কিন্তু তারপরের দিন bluesটা ছেড়ে দিয়ে অন্য কিছু start করে দিলাম. So like because there's so many things to do, and I feel like
know that's
so how do I manage that? I don't like
well, we'll try, but I tell you, we never manage. We'll never be able to manage. Man, I'm just saying, my example, myself, and I'll give you same story. My friend Ehsan Nurani, guitar player now, Ehsan, he came back from GIT and he's telling me, man, now 5 years I have to sit at home and work it out. And he had files like Atto files, you know. He had 2 years of this bombardment of information. And somehow he managed to graduate, and then he said, now the work will start. And he still does it. And he came back, I think, 25 years ago.
So can there be a structure? Because for example, you did remembrance and there was a lot of practice regarding that. Then there was a practice of minorization, then C7th lick, and then E7th lick. So like, how do I like structure these two practices?
Well, ideally, খুব formally বলছি, খুব formal. I'm supposed to teach you, give you ideas. So I'm giving you ideas, but you have to handle it. I completely understand it's like sometimes it's bombarding too much. But I have to, or we can take a step back and say, okay, we can take this lesson and do it through the week. You know, but that might be a little bit, I would think that should be largely your homework side. You know what I mean? Otherwise, there's a risk of you getting a little bored that, okay, last lesson to hoychilo, ei lesson ami barite korbo na, or join korbo na. I don't care really, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you can step back a little bit and work on it. Like today's subject, we can take another, say, minor chord and do something next time, or a major 7 chord and do something. I can now start plugging in my personal ideas. Till now, we learned what the book says, no? Like for example, on major seventh, I use a lot of minor pentatonic. Like I use or four minor pentatonics over a major seventh chord, which is really not the Western way of thinking. But we can get into that. দেখো তখন কি হবে তোকে নতুন কিছু শিখতে হচ্ছে না মানে মাইনর পেন্টাটনিকটাও জানিস মেজর সেভেনটাও জানিস but the conceptually and the sonic vibe is a new thing so it's not too much of a load you just have to go back and check it out how it sounds so that kind of thing we can do or and I'm not unfortunately or fortunately I'm not the guy like I give you a written lesson and then if you didn't do it then we'll repeat it again I'm not built that way and I'm very aware that I'm not very systematic. That's how I am. Like basically, I've always been রিজুকে জিজ্ঞেস কর মানে মানে কেউ একটা কিছু বললো ওই টপিকটা নিয়ে আরম্ভ হয়ে গেল আর কি ওই রকম টাইপের আর কি I'm not saying okay রিজু তুই স্কেলটা করেছিস এবার আরপিজিও কর তারপরে আবার একটা মাইনর সেট আরপিজিও কর্ড শিপস that's why I'm not into basics but sometimes I see a little talent in someone very basic and it take the person up because right now I've got Sri in my class. She's a little girl, but she's got talent. So I'm teaching them basics. I hate to see talent going to waste. I mean that's my problem. ধর আমি রানার মধ্যে দেখলাম এটার মধ্যে একটা অন্য কিছু আছে. It'll be a sad story, no, if you waste it or not really guide it or something. It's like me when I was or Shambor age or Runner age. I was thinking, shit, why is this guy not telling me exactly how he or she is doing it? I would go and blatantly ask them how you do. First I didn't know how to do this. This whole so I asked one guy. I saw this guy on the road in a concert in Kalamandi once, and he used to stick close to my house. And acting রাস্তা দিয়ে হেঁটে যাচ্ছিল আর আমি ধরেছি ওকে যে remember last month you played a concert you were doing this sound what were you doing and he taught me he said pinky and this and that and release and all I didn't get it but after 6 months suddenly I get it you know what I mean so এরকম আর কি I used to be quite shameless into learning কেউ রাস্তা দিয়ে গিটার নিয়ে যাচ্ছে ওকে ধরলাম এই কি কর জানিস তুই বল and most of the time these Anglo boys knew 3 chords or 4 chords playing Elvis songs but even that is good at least you know how to play in an authentic way and not like the so that kind of thing. Anyway, so work on that and we'll see. And if it's too much, let me know so I can slow down a little bit. Yeah.
So it's not the thing that you're teaching is too much. Like I'm not able to manage my time and practice it. That's frustrating.
I don't know, but সেটা তো সবাইকার হয় তুই যদি বাড়িতেও থাকতিস তোর কলেজ চাকরি না থাকতো তখনও দেখবি same problem because then you want 10 hours a day and then 10 hours পেলে বলবি now I need 16 hours a day you know what I mean this is like that it just grabs you it really grabs you I'm telling you তোদের যদি চয়েস থাকতো আমাদের সবাইকার all including me also কিছু না করে জাস্ট সকাল থেকে উঠে জাস্ট বাজাও রাত্রে গিগে যাও and have a couple of beers and have fun and come back that would have been it for all of us but obviously can't do that if that would bring us the dollars we'd have done it so that is reality what to do but at least তোরা করছিস আমি তো সব ছেড়ে দিয়ে করছি I quit when I was class 12 after that I studied finished I told my mom you're wasting your money and my time get real bro and then mom just told me see 2 things it's your life you get jacked don't look at me then and then secondly this is a great subject do it your best way এটা বুঝতে পেরেছিল কারণ তো because she comes from that family না the musical family so that kind of thing if you Google Indian father of Father of Bollywood music, I think it's my dadu. My dadu's name comes up. Who's used to wake up mom and all 3 o'clock in the morning. Gari will come and come. Concert is happening. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And they would go and wake up and go to the concert. 3 in the morning. That was a normal thing. So so that is that kind of household. আমি দেখেছি ছোটবেলা ওই বাড়িতে chandeliers would come on, rose water and everyone wearing white. We would আমার কাছে ছবি আছে বোধহয় দু একটা মাটিতে বসে আছি looking at this sitar players and in fact আমার মনে হচ্ছে কচুদার বার্থডেতে 5 year by birthday. There's a band called Little Beatles. They used to play small young kids, instrumental Beatles songs and ventures. They came for my brother's birthday. So that kind of very musical, all day. And my dad used to listen to Khyal, and mom used to get mad. What is this music you're listening to? Even though she comes from a great family, musical family, my dad loved Khyal. Just like that kind of thing. All that, always running. So that I guess it helped. And then my Anglo friends around the para, I used to hang with them a lot. First time I heard rock and the Rana, first time I heard distortion guitar, meaning distortion, a bad distortion sound on a guitar. I was saying, this is the beginning of my life, I was so like, this is what I want to do. তুই ভাব একটা ডিস্টরশন গিটার জীবনে তো শুনিসনি না, ফার্স্ট টাইম ইউ আর হিয়ারিং দ্যাট, ওয়াও। Then my friend used to have called Dexter Beardo. He used to make pedals from Charlie Funny থেকে নিয়ে এসে। I used to have a distortion pedal without a case. So all the whenever I used to play, all the tars and all used to be on the floor with one switch. So case ছিল না, মানে just ওটাকে নিয়ে। But he used to make these distortion pedals. Then I made one 300 rupee electric guitar that only looked like an electric guitar. I gave him 300 rupees and a bottle of booze, and he made me one guitar. Country booze, local hooch, and he made it. At least that was the first electric guitar, and the balance was so good that every could call him a terrible guitar. Pickups were terrible. I used to speak into the pickup, and I used to tell the bassman, this is a C minor, not a major. So I used to hear it through the speaker. So bad. Then I got my Hopner guitar, one local Hopner bullet company. That was good. And then I borrowed my friend's guitar, Yamaha, or something Japanese copy. And though I was, wow, man. Gibson copy. Then in 81, I got my Strat, and everyone's saying, you're playing really good, man. I'm saying thank you, but Mono Bhabchi, it's not me, bro. It's just the guitar. But yeah, that's the thing.
So now you have got such a big collection of storm boxes. Back in the day, what were the major pedals that you would use?
I used an A-stone distortion, a tone bender, a Mutron pedal, and I think I had a Ross delay.
And you wouldn't use compression then?
না তখন ছিল না রে, compression অনেক পরে এসেছে। Compression, initially I never had a compressor. I didn't know what it was anyway. When I was 15 or something. I think I got a compressor only when I was 17 or something. Boss blue রঙের একটা ছিল না, একটা switch দেওয়া, CS1 I think it was. And then I bought it, and my friends used to, what? There's no effect, no sound, because there's no sound, no. And he said, what, you wasted your money, your faltu, all rubbish you are, and all that. But I could also hear what the effect was. I would turn everything full and try to hear, but I could hear that pop sound, that tick sound. So I told myself, it must be doing something I can't hear. And now once it's on right to the gig. I love it. Because it kind of regulates your signal into this bandwidth. এটার জন্য খুব কান দরকার, মানে খুব খুব মাইনিউট ব্যাপার তো।
ক্লিন টোনে বেশি ভালো করে বোঝা যায়।
হ্যাঁ, I know. No, but you know what? If you plug a good guitar in a good Marshall cab, like a Marshall JC 800 or something, like old one, not the new one, you can hear the amp compression, the pure amp compression. You know, no. But আমার কিলিটা কিন্তু এরকম, not this. This is a bad one. But I have got a Kili. Have you seen that Kili one, the black one? Yeah, that is very transparent. That works, but it, it's very nice.
Gili is known for compression.
Yeah.
So for your compression, you keep your attack on the lower level and sustain slightly higher. What is your degrees that you keep?
Yeah, that's correct. So basically, the idea is there are 4 basic parameters. আমাদের পেলে অত থাকে না, মানে you know, they call it sustain, they call it level and all that. But basic parameters are threshold, ratio, attack, and release. So the threshold is at what volume or what dB you wanting to your pedal to take effect, basically to kick in. So 3 dB or whatever. So to give you an example, if I give you, say, your guitar is giving you 4 dB output volume wise, and you got it 3:1. That means only one is coming out from the compression. So all the loudness is chapoing from the bottom and the top and giving you that regulated thing. That could be too much also. So you reduce it to a lesser kind of compression. And then attack is not the next one is your threshold. Not threshold, ratio. Threshold is at what volume you're getting activated. Ratio is at 3:1, 2:1. And then the attack is how fast it's catching. The signal is you're playing, and the tongue, a gate ta koro taratari felbi ar. So the activation has to be regulated. So the idea is not to have a fast attack. It has to be a slow attack. Otherwise, what happens once you play, the initial transient gets choked by the attack because it locks it. So you have to let the initial the signal go past and then attack. So then it sounds regulated, and then the release has to be fast. Otherwise, the next note will come is still activated. It has to open the gate quickly so that the next note can be played again. So each transient has to be heard. That's the basic idea of compression.
So for if I'm playing something very melodic and I want the transient to come in, especially some articulated blues notes, so I should always keep the attack in the slower slide
and the release on the faster
release
side.
on the faster side.
Correct.
Okay. And what would happen if I do the reverse? If I allow that, do people do that in compression also? I mean,
well, for a special effect, yes, it sounds like so transient is gone. The sustain. That's why they call it sustained.
Okay.
Actually, it sounds like your note is sustaining more than it should, but it doesn't. It kills the first transient sound, and then the sustained the remaining sound ta behavior. Instead of ta, it'll be মানে ta বেরোতে দিচ্ছে না if you have fast attack.
So, sir, when Alan Holmes used to play his fast legato licks, that sound is very ornamented. I mean, they are not paying attention to the nuances or the little notes. They are like playing multiple legato notes. In that case, can we use this setting that you are saying that now I'll?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And there's a very fine crack that you will like, and you have to kind of get into that. And digitally, you can do the numbering, or 88 or whatever. You can't just physically kora jay. Exactly hoy na mane, So you're always fiddling with something to get there. The whole thing is by ear, basically. It's what you need.
Sir, this only I just wanted to ask, like, when I use a plugin, I get those digital things. So usually my settings is I keep 80 milliseconds as your threshold, attack, and this I keep around 360 milliseconds. But there's a little bit of dirt going on, means is overdrive and all is there, then some compressed.
Yeah.
So, so what should I do? Like, should I bring down the release or should I increase the attack? Like, should I go beyond 80 seconds in the attack or should I bring down the 360?
Basically, depending on the BPM of the song, also, Shilton. If you're talking about just the tone, then maybe the attack should be even slower.
Okay.
So let your transient go past. মানে ওই জন্যই ওই ডার্টটা আসে, ওই চোকিংটা হয়ে গেলে না, there's a pop sound. You can't hear it, but it happens.
বা অনেক সময় মনে হয় যে মানে মাথাটা কেটে গেছে, মানে
Exactly, তাই তো,
মানে
সেটাই তো হয়।
not hear the peak attack like.
Yeah. That's the contact, the transient, the initial sound gets cut. So that's where the distortion happens.
So this literally sounds like physics.
It is Vivi. It is.
Like I have tried only to like play like with pedals only once, and that was also like on my laptop, not with like real pedals. I don't have those.
Yeah.
Like if you get the setting even a little bit wrong, it sounds so terrible sometimes.
I know.
Because like you have to figure out which one to put first in the setting, and then you'll also have to figure out to what level you have to like modulate. It's very complicated.
Yeah, it is, and also song to song it differs, and it's all that kind of.
So when you're playing blues, is it that after compression you keep a preamp to increase the level and boost, and then you use the drive pedals?
I use yes. What I do is I keep my preamp to a setting where it kicks my front of the amp a little harder, so that my notes are a little bit more solid. Instead of like this, it kicks the amp, and then the drive comes.
But then, sir, are you arranging your preamp at the end or it's before the drive pedal?
Before the drive pedal.
Okay, and you increase the boost and level of that.
Yeah. I use it as a booster. I got an AC compressor come that silver one. মানে ওটা compressor করে আবার boosting করে আবার drive ও আছে ওটা. So I keep it so that my guitar becomes a bit more thicker and more solid. Then and also gives you a little bit of a volume boost if I want. Sometimes the drummer goes a little bit louder, so I can press that. ওগুলো শুনতে মানে লাইভ অফলাইন থাকলে না তুই অ্যাকচুয়ালি শুনতে পাবি মানে কি হচ্ছে। See the drive before that will boost the volume, the preamp. The preamp after the drive will only add more distortion to your distortion.
Right. Yes.
That's basically, the basic general idea. So ideally, you should have both, maybe either end of it. So all that kind of thing. So, but live you can have a basic thing, and live you also. Anyway, cool guys. So see you next time. Thank you so much. Okay, one announcement, Dacha. One announcement. I might not be available for the next class. To reshop it to get I'm not in the country for a week, and then we'll come back.
So where are you going?
Go to Vietnam for chutti.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Are you alone or?
No, my gang, my 2 nieces and a husband, and one of their friends. So 5 of us.
Are you taking the guitar with you?
Yes, that I didn't want to, but my niece, she insisted. She said, "You're a musician or what?" She gave me gali.
Which part of Vietnam, sir? Like south or?
বেশি না রে, ওই তিনটে যে সময় পাবো না, সময় না মানে Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, and Halong Bay. No, what is it?
Halong Bay is north.
Yeah,
Hanoi
I think 3 places. Yes.
I've always wanted to go to Ho Chi Minh for sure.
Yeah.
Ho Chi Minh, sir, in Vietnam, na the thing is, আপনি তো হানয়তে ল্যান্ড করবেন, the north is like দেখবেন সবাই সিগারেট মানে ওটা একটু হার্ডকোর দিল্লির মতো, and then as you go south people get sweeter. Ho Chi Minh people are nicer. হানয়তে people are little
rough
too. আমার সেরকমই মনে হয়েছিল আর কি।
আচ্ছা, okay, good information, thank you. Good.
Sir,
So,
is it that rock music started after the Vietnam War? এটার সাথে কোনো সম্পর্ক আছে কি?
no, but you're right. It's not because of started like that, but it became big because this flower power business started and peace and yeah, but it is connected for sure. It's not like
It accelerated it for sure.
yeah. In fact, even if you go to Haight-Ashbury now in San Francisco, it's still like that. Some of those hippie boys are still there. Yeah.
Thanks.
So it's like that. So
So
let's
again, lots of food then.
man, already decided হয়ে গেছে বলছিস yeah. Cool. So see you guys. Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
See you
sir.
next time.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Sir, before we
Bye,
break,
Shubhi.
sir, before we break,
Yeah.
connection was pretty bad. So that D minor thing which I was telling you, can I run through the chords once?
Sure, please.
So what I'm playing is I'm playing initially D minor, like then B flat major. Then I'm going to G minor. Then 7 to C7.
D7. What is the last chord?
C7,
D7. Acha.
C7.
C7. Okay.
And then for the major part, I'm going into like F major,
Nice.
minor to A minor. So A minor 9 to A minor flat 9.
Okay.
Then back to D minor.
ওই A মাইনরটাকে না তুই ওই A ডমিনেন্ট 7 করে দে
A7. আচ্ছা, so
মানে A7 অল্টার টাইপের করে দে মানে ফ্ল্যাট 9 শার্প 9 ওটা করে তাহলে শার্প 5 will be nice.
Okay. And sir, I also wanted to do one thing like মানে আরেকবার যখন ফেরত মানে the second time when I am trying to go back to this F sharp major thing, because এখানে already D minor আছে, আমার কানটায় D minor বাজছে, ঠিক আছে? So instead of D minor, I want to majorize it with say F sharp major 9. How do I go there?
D minor to F sharp.
মানে I'll play once.
Yeah.
This section is like
Yeah.
now after this, if I try to play this
এটা শুনতে পাচ্ছি না রে ভেঙে যাচ্ছে লাইনটা
so D9 থেকে স্যার F sharp
আচ্ছা okay you do something Shilton.
D minor 9 থেকে F sharp
তুই D minor 9th গেলি তো D minor 9th then push this to C sharp 9th F টা থেকে যাবে স্টেবল বাকিগুলো হাফ স্টেপ থেকে যাবে and then বুঝতে পারলি মানে 5 to 1 হয়ে গেল yeah cool.
Thank you sir, bye.
You're welcome. Bye Shilton.
Bye, sir.
See you baba. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry Jago.